Hi there. In this video, we're going to take a look at the tools that we have learned over the previous few videos and look at how we can create digital portfolios for our students. So as you can see here, we're going to be using Google Drive. And I want you to think of a digital portfolio as a collection of digital submissions that your students have created over the course of, be it a semester, a quarter, the entire year. You as the teacher are going to decide what you exactly are looking for. Now, I am going to recommend that even if it's not something for a class, every student should be making a portfolio of their own. It's just a handy tool, especially when they're going off to college. They have all these examples of various assignments that they have done over the course of their career. This can go all the way down to kindergarten even. There's apps out there to help with younger students creating their own, whether it's using an iPad to take pictures of something they physically created, or if they're submitting documents that they've typed up or presentations that they've created, or even just a video of them talking about what they learned in class. So for this video specifically, we're going to look at using Google Drive as a collection tool for digital portfolios. First thing I want you to think about is, what is the purpose of the portfolio going to be? As I was saying earlier, is it something for your class, or is this just something the student's going to be doing on their own? Now, if they're going to be doing this for your class, you need to think about, are you going to be grading it? Or is it just going to be a collection of assignments over the course of the time frame that you are looking at? Is this going to be submitted for a grade? Some teachers will actually use a digital portfolio in place of an exam. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily something we want to be looking at doing right now, but maybe in the future. This could be a culminating assignment for students to complete. The one that I think is the most important for students is using a digital portfolio as a self-reflection tool. So what I mean by that is, let's say inside of this portfolio folder that I have here, and let's just say I'm an incoming 7th grader, and I'm trying to think of how I want it to be set up. I myself, if this is for me, I'm going to be breaking it up by content areas. And then just every year, as we go through, add more to that content area. So then when somebody asks you specifically for, show me an assignment you did in social studies, click on the social studies folder. Here's all the assignments that you've done over the course of your 6 years while you're in school. When we're talking about organization, if you're going to be doing this for a grade and there are specific things that you are looking for as a teacher, first you need to be clear with the students on what your expectations are. Have a sample folder created for them so they can see how you want it organized and where everything needs to be. What I think you should do is talk to the students about what they must have in there, especially if you're grading it and you're looking for something. Or are you going to just let students have free reign on it, and then the students decide on what all they're going to put into this folder specifically? Something I think that could be very, very beneficial would be doing something along the lines of competencies. So you create a rubric that says, students, I want you in this folder to upload an assignment that demonstrates your competency, that you know how to do this, or that you have successfully demonstrated your knowledge on World War II, for example. Maybe break it down to specific standards in your class, and you have the students displaying that they can show competency with those specific standards. So if you remember back to a previous video, the very first one, Introduction to Google Drive, it's pretty simple to make a folder. We just come up here, we hit New, Folder, give it a name. So like I said, I would probably do it as content areas, but they can have a portfolio just for themselves, and then you can have one specifically for your class. It doesn't necessarily mean it's extra work on the students, but that they are going to be adding stuff to it. So Hold on just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. Just need to make sure nobody comes in while we're making this video here. All right, so we create a folder, and remember back to the introduction to Google Drive video, we can always move files, we can make duplicates. If I had my own class and I was doing this with the students, I would be asking them to make a folder with specific competencies, and then I would also want them to do self-reflection. I think that's a very, very beneficial practice, not just for the students, but for all of us and everything we're doing. Stop, look back at what you did, just like you do with your lesson plans from year to year. What worked, what didn't, what can I change, and move on from there. So have the students do that as well. Maybe for each assignment that they put in, require them to have a paragraph explaining those things, what they're proud about that they did, what they think they could have done better. Did I give my best effort when I did this assignment? So we're just going to go and make folders. If we have different files, if I click back here and let's say I just go find a random file, you have to bear with me here. There's so many files in here that's going to take me a while just to get down to one. Okay, so let's just say this is a picture I made for class. I can just simply do a two-finger click, or actually I can just click on here and go up to the menu as well. I can hit make a copy, if you're wanting to have a duplicate of it. And they can also click this move to. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to hit make a copy. And you'll see that it'll pop up with copy of, same name of the file. And then I'm going to move it to a folder. And I go and find that folder. Hopefully the students don't have nearly as many as I do. I believe I called it portfolio demonstration here. If this will go ahead and load up. All right, keep scrolling. Portfolio demonstration. So I can click that, and you see here's the social studies folder. Go ahead and click into that one, and I can hit move here. Now, if I go back to that folder, in my social studies folder, here is that copy. So I can go ahead and rename it. Okay, and now what you could have the students do is go ahead and have create new Google Docs. And since you're in that folder, it should automatically be saved in that folder. And you could even have a template created for the kids so that they can go and do this on their own. Looks like the video didn't come over with me. It's staying on this tab. So in another tab, I have a document here, and then that is just a blank document where I'm going to do a self-reflection. Go ahead and hit save, hit enter, so it saves it automatically. And here we should see it pop up. Self-reflection for yada, yada, yada. And so have a goal in mind with what you want it to look like, especially if it's going to be something you're grading. If it's something for, I'm going to recommend all the students start doing this just as a habit for even just backing up their files in case something were to happen to their computers, like a hard drive going out or something like that. It's always good to be backing up your files whenever possible. And I've heard of professionals doing this as well. You as a teacher, having a digital portfolio for yourself. Heaven forbid you ever have to go look for another job or something like that, but having that portfolio of lessons that worked, lessons that didn't, here's examples of tests, of projects, everything that you've done. Just a good habit to have. It's also, something that you can be able to demonstrate to the other teachers throughout our buildings. Hey, this is what was successful for me. Maybe you can make a spin on this for something in your class. So that's all for this video. I hope you got something good out of it, and I hope you are open to the idea of using digital portfolios in the classroom. Thank you.